Maayong udto Pilipinas, gikan diriya sa City of Golden Friendship of the Philippines, Cagayan de Oro, sa probinsya ng Misamis Oriental. Punong-puno po tayo ngayong araw, kaya iigsian lang po natin ating presentation para marami tayong matanong. No? Kasama po natin ngayon ang alkalde ng Cagayan de Oro City at ang governor po ng Misamis Oriental, si Mayor Oscar Moreno and Governor Bambi Imano. Kasama rin po natin by Zoom si Iligan City Mayor Celso Rehencia, si Housing SAR Secretary Eduardo de Rosario, at saka si Chief Protocol and Presidential Advisor on Foreign Affairs, Robert Borge. Narito po tayo sa Cagayan de Oro because the Lone City and the Lone Province still under MECQ, Iligan City and Lanao del Sur are nearby from here in Cagayan de Oro City. At siyempre po, Marawi is also nearby. Kaya kasama po natin si Secretary Del Rosario. Well, umpisahan na po natin sa mabuting balita. Nakinig naman po ang Presidente sa hinaing ng mga nurses. So yung mga meron na pong mga papeles at kompletong documentation as of August 31, 2020, pinayagan na po ni Presidente na makaalis para sa kanilang trabaho abroad. Sangayon po kay Secretary Dole Secretary, ito po ay mga makikinabang po ang 1,500 nurses. Ulitin ko, and other health professionals. Ulitin ko po, yung mga health professionals na kompleto po ang documentation as of August 31, 2020, pinayagan na po tayo ng Presidente na makaalis para sa inyong mga trabaho abroad. COVID update naman po tayo. Unang-una po, ang total number na po of COVID cases worldwide ay 30,881,522. Ang mga namatay na po globally is 958,493. Nangunguna pa rin po ang Estados Unidos, 6,794,499,000 cases, deaths of 190,469. Pumapangalawa po ang India, 5,400,619 cases, with deaths of 86,752. Ang Brazil po ang pangatlo, 4,528 cases, 240. Ang deaths po ay 136,532. Pang-apat po ang Russia, 1,098,958 with deaths of 19,349. At panglima po ang Peru, 762,865 with deaths of 31,389. Sa Pilipinas po, meron na tayong 288,743 cases with deaths of 4,984. 1.7% pa rin po ang ating case fatality rate. Meron na po tayong mga na-test na mga kababayan sa pamamagitan ng PCR na 3,164,830. Ito po'y ginawa sa 98 licensed RT-PCR laboratories at 30 licensed gene expert laboratories. Meron po tayong 51,894 active cases at sa numerong ito, 8.7 po ang percent ang asymptomatic, 86.6% ang mild, 1.4% ang severe at 3.3% po ang critical. Dumadami po ang recoveries, 229,865. Ang deaths po ay 4,984. Nakikiramay po kami muli. Pagdating po sa critical care capacity, meron pa po tayong 50% available na ICU beds, 56% available na isolation beds, 53% available na ward beds, at 74% available na ventilator. So nasa medium risk po ang ating critical care capacity nationwide. Okay, dito po nagtatapos ang ating presentation. Unahin ko muna po ang alkalde ng Cagayan de Oro City who has a press conference at 12 noon. So, Mayor, tatlo lang po ang aking katanungan. Ano pong status ng COVID dito sa Cagayan de Oro? Dahil dito po ang puntahan ng mga taga-neighboring provinces. Ano po yung mga best practices ng Cagayan de Oro? At ano po ang kailangan nyo sa national government? Mayor Oscar Moreno, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Secretary.
You can get the mic. Mic. Yeah. Ito po yung mic button. Yeah. Yan. Okay. Wala? No.
Sorry.
Yan. Yan, 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 yan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Secretary. Good morning. And magandang umaga po sa lahat, lalo na sa ating mga kababayan sa buong Pilipinas. Mayong buntag sa tanan, dinhi po dito po sa Cagayan de Oro and the region, I think we're relatively okay. Although, ang ating local cases are on the rise. We have seen that as early as 3-4 weeks ago in the case of Iligan. No? Ito yung chart natin, Secretary. Yung green ho, ang total cases sa region. Ang pula are the local cases. Ang blue are the ROF-LSI. Initially, ang ROF-LSI constituted 80% of all the positive cases. Pero paakyat ng paakyat ang local cases. Umaakyat din po ang ROF-LSI, but the rise of the increase sa local cases has been faster and in a shorter period, no? Kaya ngayon, ang ating ROF-LSI already constitute 52% from 80% some 2 months ago, and ang local cases are already nearing 48%. Now, to me, ang local cases are a lot more disturbing than the ROF-LSI, provided ang ROF-LSI are attended to sa quarantina. Tayo po sa city, meron tayong city isolation units. Ito yung rise ng local cases over the last 3 months. July 16, August 16, and September 20, you will please note that in the case of Iligan, ang local cases nila ngayon constitute at least 80% of all the local cases. And in Cagayan de Oro, our local cases have already breached the 40% mark, no? And ganun din po sa ibang LGUs umaakyat. So, ito po, sinasabi ko palagi, if we are not able to arrest this soon enough, we will follow the trail of Iligan. No? God forbid. Kaya importante po talaga ang minimum public health standards. Importante rin po ang interventions ng mga LGUs, just like yung containment, kung merong local cases. And pangalawa, lalo na yung ROF-LSI na makwarantina in a proper way. Ito yung sample ng ating CIU and temporary treatment. Ang ginagawa natin, Secretary, lahat ng arrivals, ROF-LSI, from the very beginning, sinasalubong natin sa airport or sa port facility. And from there, dinadala natin sa ating city isolation unit and to stay there for 5-6 days and then sinoswab para malaman kung positive or negative. Sa awa ng Diyos, over 90%, I would say 93% of all the ROF-LSI tested negative. Pero yung less than 7% in the initial period, mas malaki kaysa local cases. Now, ang problema ngayon, kung ang ROF-LSI are allowed to roam around, hindi na kwarantina, sigurado most likely yung 7% ay maka-infect. And yan po ang nakakatakot dahil exponential ang infection sa virus. So, I hope na ang ating kwarantina sa buong rehiyon will be attended to, and then rest assured na dito sa Cagayan de Oro, we are even adding more CIU facilities, and kung positive na doon sa temporary treatment monitoring facility. One of them, yung facility ng Department of Tourism, and ako'y nagpapasalamat sa national government kay Secretary Berna for making available that, together with 4 or 5 other facilities. No? So, laban lang po tayo, Secretary. Ako po'y nagpapasalamat sa national government, lalo na sa IATF and to all the members of the IATF for all the support and of course the attention that they have given to not just Cagayan de Oro but to the region. Salamat po, Secretary.
Oh, Mayor, because you have to leave, I just have a question po, no?
Aha.
Marami pong COVID-19 patients galing sa Iligan, sa Lanao del Sur, ang nagpapagamot dito sa Cagayan de Oro.
Aha.
Kamusta po ang critical care capacity ngayon ng Cagayan de Oro?
Lumalaban po, although threatened, dahil sa buong rehiyon, it is actually Northern Mindanao Medical Center that is the apex hospital, and at the same time, the COVID referral hospital. Sinusuportahan natin, so far we have bought 4 RT-PCRs, ang CTO, tulong, and ang dalawa nasa DOH Region 10, the other 2 are with NMMC to be used starting October. And tumulong din tayo sa procurement ng Polymedic Hospital at saka ng Maria Reina Xavier University ng RT-PCR nila. So, ang testing natin sa region is now leveling up, but hopefully by October, we can still serve even Barm and Caraga region, Mr. Secretary.
Okay. Since Mayor has to leave, siguro we can entertain a couple of questions intended for Mayor Moreno. Meron bang anyone from Zoom or local media that would like to ask a question? Because si Mayor has his own press briefing.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Mayor, medyo na-late tayo, ha? Ang pangako ko
problem.
kasi,
No problem.
he would be ready by 12. 1 or 2 questions intended for Mayor Moreno, please.
Mense Montes, please.
Ito si Mimsi, suki ko to sa press briefing din. And incidentally, I'd like to acknowledge, Secretary, ang suporta ng mass media dito sa Northern Mindanao.
Okay, good morning, Secretary Roque, sir. Governor Bambi Imano, good morning, sir. Mayor Oscar Moreno. To Mayor Oscar Moreno, sir. Sir, nandito na ngayon si Secretary Roque. Anong gusto mong, ano yan, Tagalog sa pangayoon?
Hingin.
Hingin!
Hingin.
Sorry po, Secretary. Anong gusto mong
ayan.
hingin para mapadating kay Presidente Rodrigo Duterte, Mayor?
Yeah, nagkausap na kami ni Secretary kanina in private, and sinasabi ko naman na of course, naintindihan natin ang problema sa buong bansa, no? And of course, Metro Manila and Region 4A, together they contribute more than 2/3 of the national economy. Kaya sa atin, tinitingnan din natin yan, how we can help doon sa pag-welcome ng ROF. Marami ang kailangan, of course, no? And lalo na yung mga reagents, etc. Lalo na yung gene expert, dahil ang gene expert, ang DOH lang ang pwedeng makabili niyan and nobody else, no? So, alam ni Secretary, and I would not want to pressure him. Alam ko naman na tumutulong din siya in whatever way he can.
Okay. And then
Joanna
perhaps
Ricote.
one more question for Mayor Moreno.
Joanna, please.
Mayor, good morning.
Good morning.
Based po sa data natin, CDO, naungusan na po ng CDO ang Iligan sa most number of active cases ng COVID-19. What are you planning to do, Mayor, para na ma-control yung mga active cases sa CDO po?
Well, ang doon sa active cases, actually, ang virus, nawawala yan after 14 days. Ang importante lang, hindi maka-infect. Mawawala yan. Kung hindi siya maka-infect, it will just die a natural death. So the challenge really is how to prevent the virus from spreading. And the irony is pag mag-spread, exponential yan compared sa linear, no? And kaya yan ang rason ngayon why lumalakas yung ating local cases. The problem with local cases, main problem is kung may matamaan na may comorbidity, sigurado sa hospital yan. And in fact, ano talaga yan, no? Ngayon, more than 30 na ang patients sa Northern Mindanao Medical Center. And tinutulungan din natin pag-procure ng mga equipment. The idea really is we know the national government is doing everything it can, no? At wag naman tayong hingi lang sa lahat sa kanila dahil we need to also invest in health dahil yan naman ay para sa lahat. So tulungan lang, bayanihan ika nga.
Thank you very much, Mayor Moreno, and thank you for joining us. I know you have to go to a separate press briefing. Maraming salamat po on behalf of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Thank you for your presence, and thank you also to our provincial governor. Napakita po natin sa buong daigdig, sa buong bayan, dito po sa Misamis, walang politika kapag ang pinag-uusapan ay kapakanan ng sambayanan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong dalawa. Kasama rin po natin si Governor Misamis Oriental Governor Bambi Imano. Sir, same questions po. Kamusta na po ang COVID management natin? Ano pong best examples natin? Ano pong kailangan natin sa national government? At dadagdagan ko lang po, paano po yung border control ninyo with Lanao del Sur and Iligan City, considering that the two cities are the lone areas under modified ECQ in the Philippines? The floor is yours, Governor.
Thank you, Secretary Roque, ASEC Queenie, ASEC Marcel, national local heads who are here. Special mention, Pia RD, Gumapon, happy birthday, sir. To our friends in the media, and of course, to all the people watching us. Sa tanan, intiro Pilipinas, maayo kaayo nga udto. Let me share by saying that Misamis Oriental had been successful in controlling COVID, I think, because it's unique that only maybe in Misamis Oriental that we have a task force chief that is not headed by the governor. I specifically asked my PHO, Dr. Jerry Kalingasan, to head the task force because for once, he is the most technical person who knows the virus and understands the virus and who knows how to run it medically. A short briefer. I was given only a very short time, but I'll make it very short. I believe that one of the things that made us successful is that we worked early against COVID. To date, we started January 15, 251 days, and believing that we are the first province to have declared a state of calamity, which is 197 days today. As of today, we only have 306 cases, and over the weekend, we had 20 only. And we were able to assist already LSIs and ROF to a tune of around 6,464 individuals. And we had been ready, thank you to the 424 barangays. We have now 30 municipal MIUs, thank you to the mayors, which can hold 677 beds. And of the 470 barangay isolation unit, we have a holding capacity of 2,329. And so far, we had been working with the local chief executives. Would like to thank Mayor Seno here for he's one of those the one who's putting up a choke point in the province. And we are helping all our frontliners in our checkpoints and choke points. And so far, this is our isolation facility that we're building. Thank you, President Duterte, for the Bayanihan Healers 1 Act. It can hold, it has 26 rooms, and it can hold around 50, hopefully, patients in the future. It will be turned over to the provincial government by second week of October, and hopefully we will be able to use it. With regards to borders, Misamis Oriental is very unique because on the western part, our boundary is Iligan City, which has a rising case. On our eastern part, our boundary is Caraga. Butuan City also has a rising case. And in the middle is the city of Cagayan de Oro, which has also a rising case. That's why we had been very thankful to the local chief executives for implementing strict protocols to our choke points. And we are also very fortunate that 24/7 with 24/7 and the local chief executives, we were able to set aside politics and work together to protect the people of Misamis Oriental, sir.
Maraming salamat, Governor, no? Governor, thank you very much for making this press briefing in Cagayan de Oro possible. It was a provincial governor but provided the venue as well as all other amenities that we're enjoying. Kung hindi po dahil sa inyo, we would not have been able to conduct this press briefing. Maraming salamat,
Anytime.
Governor, and to the people of Misamis Oriental. Anyway, you can stay, Governor, for the open forum later, no? So I'd like to call on our other guests. Siyempre po, we would have wanted to go to the city of Iligan, but it's MECQ, and we wanted to honor the protocols on interzonal travel, no? But we have on Zoom Mayor Rehencia, Mayor of Iligan. Unfortunately, we could not invite Governor Adjong of Lanao del Sur because he is predisposed because of a medical condition. But Mayor Rehencia, the floor is yours. Same question po. Kamusta na ang Iligan after about 2 weeks of MECQ? And ano na po ang mga steps taken natin para to reduce the number of COVID in the city of Iligan? I met Mayor Rehencia the last time we were in Cebu to meet with the President. He was in the company of Secretary Avisado. Mayor Rehencia, the floor is yours. Mayor Rehencia, yes, go ahead.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Secretary. Maraming salamat po. Magandang halo po kay Governor Imano at saka kay Mayor Moreno ng Cagayan de Oro City. Sa lahat po na nakikinig ngayon dito sa meeting natin ngayon. Dito sa Iligan po, Mr. Secretary, ito ang record galing sa Emergency Operations Center, Health Cluster, as of yesterday at 3 p.m. There are 8 new cases in which 7 are local and 1 from ROF. Masaya rin po kami dahil mayroong 19 recoveries, all from local. As of now, Mr. Secretary, there are 151 total active cases and 44 were admitted, 106 are in isolation facility, and there are 436 recoveries and 29 deaths. 29 na po ang namamatay dito sa Iligan City po dito, Mr. Secretary. At saka hindi ako nahihiya na humihingi ng modified enhanced community quarantine dahil po sa recommendation ng ating regional director si Dr. Adriano Subaan na noong August 13, 107 lang sana ito pero hindi napagbigyan yung hiningi nating enhanced community quarantine. So pagka September 1 ay napagbigyan tayo, ngunit ito ay modified enhanced community quarantine. Ganun pa man, nagpapasalamat ako dahil nadagdagan yung isolation facilities natin ngayon na ginawa sa local government unit, yung 120 bed capacity, but the Department of Public Works and Highways are giving us the mega isolation facility with a bed capacity of 120 located in National Steel Corporation Gymnasium. So sa tatlong barangay po, Mr. Secretary, Department of Public Works and Highways po ang gumagawa. Doon sa barangay Akmak na mayroong 40 bed capacity, barangay Poblasyon mayroong 40 bed capacity, and in barangay Tomas Cabili 40 bed capacity. All in all, mayroon na kami dito sa Iligan ng isolation facilities na 360 bed capacity. Nagpapasalamat rin po ako kay Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., ang COVID SAR, dahil nung humingi ko sa kanya ng tulong, hindi talaga nag-autobili si Secretary Galvez na tumulong sa atin. At sa ngayon po, Mr. Secretary, talaga namang kami ng sa Cagayan de Oro dahil wala kaming testing laboratory dito. Hiningi ko pa rin yung testing laboratory at hopefully maano na ito, maumpisahan ito dahil nahihiya na kami dyan sa Cagayan de Oro na makadagdag pa sa sakit ng ulo ni Governor Imano at saka ni Mayor Moreno. Pero ganoon pa man, yung 2 taon na yon ay hindi nag-aatubiling tumutulong sa akin dito sa Iligan City. So aside from those isolation facility, Mr. Secretary, mayroon din tayong mga hotels na nirerentahan para magamit ng mga locally stranded individual at saka especially yung mga ROF natin. Ito po ay ang Infinity na sa ngayon ay mayroong 30 naka-occupy na mga LSI at saka ROF. Ganon din sa Microtel, mayroon tayong 18 LSI and ROF. Sa Floral, mayroon tayong 78. Kumbay na ito sa LSI at saka ROF. Sa Sakura Hotel na mayroong 22. All in all, 148, Mr. Secretary. And out of this 148, there are 55 local cases na waiting for the confirmation of their swab test. So hopefully, sa 2 linggo na under kami ng Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine ay nabawasan natin yung total active cases na 182 to 151. So all in all, Mr. Secretary, from March 23 up to yesterday, there are total confirmed cases of 616, but there are also 436 recoveries in our city of Iligan. Yun lang po, Mr. Secretary. Magandang hapon po sa iyo. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Mayor. Pararating ko po sa DOH ang pangangailangan nyo ng sariling RT-PCR testing facility. At kung ano pa po ang kailangan nyo, nandyan din po si Secretary Galvez para makipag-ugnayan sa inyo. Cagayan de Oro is literally po the entry point to Northern Mindanao. It is the entry point to the province of Lanao and the city of Marawi. Unfortunately po, dahil sa COVID, medyo hindi na po natin nasubaybayan ang mas matindi ang pangyayari sa Marawi and the rebuilding of Marawi. But ngayon po, we have the opportunity while in Cagayan de Oro City. We are joined by our Housing Secretary. Wala pong iba kundi si Eduardo Del Rosario. Sec, kamusta na po ang rebuilding of Marawi?
Ayong hapon sa tanan, Secretary Roque, ating mga local chief executives, members of the media, again, maayong hapon. Maganda naman po ang development sa ating Marawi rehabilitation. So I would like to make a presentation of what is happening in Marawi City by providing the updates as of today, 2020. Next slide, please. Ang objectives po natin generally is to make the rehabilitation as the catalyst for growth and sustainable development, establish good governance, and have a peaceful environment even beyond the rehabilitation. Next slides, please. This is our timeline. We are following a methodology. Let us all remember that the Marawi Siege was from May 2017 to October 2017 for a period of almost 6 months. And immediately after that, we conducted early intervention activities from November to September of 2018. And after that, we conducted the actual rehabilitation, which started with the phase 1, clearing of bombs and debris that started October of 2018 until February of 2020. And after that, phase 2 started, which is the construction of horizontal and vertical infrastructure from December 2019 and to be completed by December of 2021. So, ito po ang mga projects natin na ongoing in the less affected areas and the most affected areas. In the less affected area, we have already completed the construction of PNP Compact 1 and the Marawi Fire Substation. And ongoing are the transitory shelters, Marawi Police Station, Salintubig Reservoir, Correction Facility, Central Roads, and permanent shelters, which are all ongoing. In the most affected area, we have the following projects completed: the Mopandi Bridge, Bangulo Bridge, and the Maritime Outpost. And the following infra projects are ongoing: the Pumping Bridge, the Marawi Museum, the four-story building, School of Living Tradition, the Peace Memorial Park, the Grand Barian Market, and 24 barangay complexes. Ito po yung mga pictures ng mga projects na nagawa natin. The Marawi Fire Substation, the PNP Compact 1 completed, the Marawi Police Station to be completed by December, the Salintubig Reservoir 13.89% accomplishment, and this is the correctional facility, the perspective. Next slide, please. It's now 33% accomplishment that will be completed on June 8 of 2021. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Transcendental Road being implemented by DPWH, 41.7, 68.2, and 83.3% accomplishment in the three projects. Transitory shelter in shelter site number 1. Next, please. Shelter site 2, 257 out of 300. Lakeview, 1,050 out of 1,500 completed. Rororagus 1, 100 out of 400. 250 out of 500 in Rororagus 2. July, 150 completed out of 500. And all these transitory shelters will be completed by November of 2020 this year. On the permanent shelter, we are constructing a total of 3,500. This is the model. It's a 90 square meter, floor area of 46 square meter, and it has 3 bedrooms, 1 living room, a comfort room, and parking area. So maganda po itong ating permanent shelter facilities na gagawin. Next slide, please. Ito yung ongoing land development, 45.7%. And 123 units are ongoing. And all these permanent shelters will be completed by December of 2021 for a total of 3,500 housing units. The soldiers, yung AFP engineers po natin ay tumutulong sa construction sa Marawi. Next slide, please. On mga infrastructure projects, the Mabante Bridge completed already as of June 18, 2019. Bangolo Bridge completed December 9 of 2019. Pumping Bridge, it's 79.8 complete but suspended because of road right-of-way issue. Maritime Outpost completed last July of 2020. On the Barangay Complex with Health Center, this is the perspective. Next slide, please. Another perspective model. We are building 24 of this kind. Ongoing constructions are the following. In Barangay Dansalan. Next, please. Barangay Datunaga. Next, please. Barangay Moncado, Kadilingan. Barangay Sangkay, Dansalan. Barangay Tulali. And the Peace Memorial will also be constructed. It's now ongoing, 17.1% accomplishment. Next, please. The School of Living Tradition. Next, please. It's 6%. The foundation has been laid out. It will be completed by June. The Marawi Museum. 24.28% accomplishment. It will be completed by March 10 of 2021. The Grand Barian Market with ice plant, it's 16.42 complete accomplishment. Next, please. Still, we have the 4-story school building, 9.03 accomplishment. And the projects for implementation for the year and in the first quarter of 2021 are the following projects, and all of this will be completed by December of 2021. Next slide, please. Ang total funding requirement po natin ay 60 billion. Ang nai-release na ng ating gobyerno ay 22.2 billion both for LAA and MAA projects. Next slide, please. Ang ating itong mandato na binigay ng ating mahal na Pangulo, he said, and I quote, "I will see to it that Marawi will rise as a prosperous city again." That is our mandate, and that is what we will do as chair of TFBM together with the 56 implementing agencies that compose the Task Force Bangon Marawi. Maraming salamat po. Wala tayo.
Okay, siya po ang Chief ng Presidential Protocol and Presidential Advisor on Foreign Affairs. Yusek Borge, the floor is yours. Ano pong aasahan natin sa pati ng ating presidente sa UN General Assembly will be a first for our The floor is yours, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Spokesperson. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead po. The floor is yours. Ano pong aasahan natin?
Thank you very much, Mr. Spokesperson, for the kind invitation to join you today. Daghang salamat usab sa atong mga local officials from Northern Mindanao, including Cagayan de Oro, for hosting today's press conference. Daghang salamat usab sa atong mga higala ug mga igsuon sa Northern Mindanao for hosting us. And thank you to all our friends in the media for covering this press conference. I will deliver a press statement regarding the President's participation in the 75th session of the UN General Assembly. President Rodrigo Roa Duterte will participate at the high-level general debate of the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly, or UNGA. The high-level general debate will take place from September 22nd to September 26, 2020. This will be the President's first time to address the UN General Assembly, the main deliberative organ of the UN, where all the 193 member states are represented. This year's UNGA, or UNGA, is of historic significance as it marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of the United Nations. This is also the first time that the high-level general debate and other high-level meetings of the UNGA will be done virtually in view of the establishment of the in view of the restrictions posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. The session's theme is "The Future We Want, the United Nations We Need," reaffirming our collective commitment to multilateralism, confronting COVID-19 through effective multilateral action. The high-level general debate will be presided over by His Excellency Mr. Volkan Bozkir from Turkey, who is the President of the 75th UN General Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek Borge. I hope you can join us for our open forum. I'd like to open the floor now for open forum.
Okay. Secretary, good afternoon. Ang first question from Arian Meres of ABS-CBN. Ito po yung tanong ni Arian Meres, Secretary. Cavite has banned late-night karaoke or videoke. There are also some complaints online that karaoke or videoke disrupts work-from-home setups and online classes. What can the palace say about possibly restricting or prohibiting videoke during quarantine?
Ating civil code po, meron tayong proseso na tinatawag na abatement of nuisance. Next question is next.
Secretary, hindi po namin kayo masyadong naririnig. Secretary, siguro po dapat maayos mo na yung audio. Pero yung susunod pong tanong ni Arian Meres ng ABS-CBN, Has the IATF decided on the resumption of provincial bus operations in Metro Manila? What is the decision? Secretary Roque.
Technical working group po ngayon yung proposal na yan. Yan po yung dinidiscuss ngayon sa technical working group. Wala pa pong desisyon ng ngayon.
Ang third question, Secretary Roque, I hope maayos po yung audio nyo, Secretary. Hindi po masyadong malinaw ang audio ninyo. What is President Duterte's reaction to the EU's possible revocation of tariff perks for the Philippines?
Hindi ko na po ulitin other than ng una, yan po ay result of misinformation at kung talaga magpipilit na magdagdag ng pahirap ang EU sa panahon ng pandemya, nasa kanila po yun. Go now to Joyce Balancho of ABS-CBN, please.
Yes, good afternoon po, Secretary Roque. Can you elaborate lang po dun sa decision ni President Duterte to keep the 1 meter physical distancing in the public transportation? What were the President's considerations?
He tended to be conservative. Alam niya na kinakailangan na magbukas ang ekonomiya at he also asked the Transportation Department to come up with alternative. Pero sa ngayon po, he decided na 1 meter na dahil sa kanya makapuntahan yung pagkukunan.
Alright, Secretary. On my second question po, Secretary, dun po sa Manila Bay, this weekend po marami po yung mga pumunta na mga kababayan natin to see yung beautification of the Manila Bay. Marami pong hindi nakasunod sa physical distancing. Ano po ang instruction or request ng Malacanang or guidance para po hindi na ito maulit? And who should be in charge of ensuring that health protocols will be followed?
Tama naman po ang desisyon ng DNR at ang sa Maynila na kailangan ng libangan ang mga taga-Maynila at ang mga taga-Metro. Ngayong paman, dahil panahon po ng pandemya, nananawagan po kami sa taong bayan at kinakailangan po mag-social distancing dahil kung hindi po magkakasakit tayo. Ating kampanya nga po na kinakailangan ingatan ang ating mga buhay para tayo po ay makapaghanap buhay. Ang tinatalaga po natin para ma-enforce po ang social distancing ay ang lokal na pamahalaan at ang lokal na pulisya, ang Manila Police Force. Dahil ito po ay 7,200 square meter, ang pwede lang po ay maximum of 50 persons at a time at siguro po maximum of 5 minutes per group para naman marami pong makapag-appreciate din yung White Beach sa Manila Bay. Sa mga nais pong magpunta ron, huwag po kayo mag-alala. Wala pong pupuntahan yung White Beach na yan. So, magkakaroon din po kayo ng pagkakataon to enjoy it. So, ako po, pansamantala na ipopostpone po yung pagpunta ko dyan dahil napakadami na pong gusto parating dyan. So, hindi po mawawala yan. Kung natin pupuntahan yung beach na yan, makakarating din po kayo dyan and you will have the opportunity to enjoy the White Beach in Manila City. Hinay-hinay lang po. Social distancing.
Apo. Last na lang po for me, Secretary Roque. It was President Duterte who brokered the 1521 House Speakership Agreement between House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano and Marinduque Representative Lord Alan Velasco. Is this agreement, up to now, is the President still believing that it should be followed, or is he in favor of extending the term of Congressman Cayetano? And also, can you elaborate what the President meant when he was quoted saying, kawawa naman si Velasco during his meeting with Congress leaders? Some are interpreting that it's the President's endorsing the extension of term of Congressman Cayetano.
Fortunately, I was not in the meeting. At even if the President has brokered the deal, hinahayaan din ng Presidente na ang Kamara magdesisyon pagdating po sa issue ng liderado ng Kamara. Dahil sa saligang batas, ang mga kongresista naman po talaga pumipili ng kanilang leader. Thank you, Joyce. We now go to Franklin of PIA, our moderator for question from local media, please. Franklin, birthday boy, happy birthday.
Thank you, Sec.
Na nagpa-birthday ka on national TV, ha, with all the channels celebrating, ha. Ibang klase ka, ha, Franklin. Happy birthday.
Thank you. So next to ask question, Bobby Lagsa, please.
Bobby, please identify your network or your paper, please.
Good noon, Babilag sa Traveler. Sir, ano yung economic outlook natin sa Pilipinas ngayon? Ano yung mga losses? And how much would the government would need to invest to recover from these losses in the next, say, 2 to 3 years?
Siyempre po, ang ating economic losses na naging dahilan kung bakit nag-shrink po ng 16.5 during the second quarter ng aking ekonomiya, dahil sinarado po natin ang ating ekonomiya nung tayo po nagdeklara ng ECQ at MECQ. Hindi po tayo nagsisisi doon dahil yung pagdedeklara natin gave us the time to prepare our hospitals para gamutin yung mga magkakasakit. No? It gave us the opportunity to beef up our critical care capacity, wala pong pagsisisi, pero ngayon po, kinakailangan na natin buksan unti-unti ang ekonomiya, kaya ang panawagan po natin, ingat buhay para po sa hanap buhay. At syempre po, nandiyan naman ang mga stimulus package natin. Pauna lang po yung Bayanihan Wihilas WAC 2 na naglalaan ng 165 billion. Kasama rin po sa stimulus package natin ang 4.7 trillion national budget for 2021. Yes. Sino na? Si Yusek Roque siguro uli?
Yes, Secretary, ulitin ko na lang po yung mga tanong kanina kasi kanina po hindi po maintindihan yung audio ninyo. So yung tanong po ni Arian Meres ng ABS-CBN, ulitin ko po, Cavite has banned late night karaoke o videoke. There are also some complaints online that karaoke o videoke disrupt work from home setups and online classes. What can the palace say about possibly restricting or prohibiting videoke during quarantine?
That's a legitimate exercise po of local government power. Sa ating new civil code po, meron tayong provisions na tinatawag na abatement of nuisance. Ang malakas na pagbibidyoke po is a form of nuisance o nakakairita, no? At yung abatement of nuisance po, nasa kamay po yan ng lokal na pamahalaan.
Yung second question po niya, has the PIA decided on the resumption of provincial bus operations in Metro Manila? What is the decision?
Yan po ay nasa technical working group. Wala pa pong desisyon. Inaantay po natin yung report ng technical working group ng IATF.
Yung third question po niya, what is President Duterte's reaction to the EU's possible revocation of tariff perks for the Philippines?
Nasagot ko na po yan. Ang mga naririnig po na mga European parliamentarian are result of misinformation dahil malakas po ang mga kalaban ng gobyerno sa Europe. Pero kung talagang gusto pong magpataw ng karagdagang pahirap ng mga European sa Pilipino sa panahon ng pandemya, nasa kanila po yan, wala tayong magagawa. Okay. So, after Yusek Roque, we go to Maricel Halili, please, of TV5.
Hi sir, magandang hapon po. Sir, I have to repeat the question of Joyce Balancio kasi hindi po namin naintindihan yung audio ninyo kanina. Representative Paulo Duterte threatened to force the change of leadership in the House allegedly because of the issue on the national budget. Does it have the blessing of President Duterte considering na nag-mediate po si President before on House leadership? What's the guidance of the President po?
Constitution is clear po, tanging mga miyembro lang ng Kamara de Representante ang pwedeng magdesisyon kung sino ang kanilang magiging leader. We leave that to the members of the House of Representatives.
Pero sir, yung House leadership, how will it affect po the government agenda? Yung change on the leadership, if ever?
Well, uulitin ko po, re-respetuhin natin ang desisyon ng Kamara de Representante. Salamat ang panawagan natin. Sana po patuloy po ang kooperasyon sa panig ng Kamara at ng Malacanang.
Sir, with the decision of the President to lift the deployment ban doon sa mga nurses na nakakomplete ng documentation on August 31, ano po yung naging consideration niya dito? And what are the chances na magkaroon na ng total lifting ng deployment ban?
Well, ito kasi yung mga nurses na nakagastos na para i-process ang papel nila kasama rin mga at hindi naman po ganun karami ito. Mga 1,500 po ang estimate ng Secretary Bello. So, pinayagan na po yan.
Mm-hmm. And sir, the total lifting, how soon will it be implemented or what are the chances?
Wala pa pong desisyon sa total lifting. Pinagbigyan lang po yung nagkagastos na para sa mga papeles. So, wala na pong po pwedeng magreklamo na nagkaroon sila ng gastos tapos hindi sila nakano.
Sir, I have a question for Yusek Borge.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Opo. Sir, meron po bang schedule si President Duterte to speak before the forum, and what will be the focus of his speech?
Thank you very much for that question. Yes, the president is already inscribed. His inscription is on the first day of the general debate, and this is very important because he will be in the first set of speakers. The time block is 9 o'clock in the morning to 2:45 in the afternoon, New York time. He is inscribed as the 12th speaker of 14 speakers for the morning session. The first speaker will be Brazil, followed by the United States, followed by Turkey, and then China, and then Chile, and then South Africa, followed by Cuba, the Russian Federation, and then Jordan, the Republic of Korea, Qatar, then the Philippines, followed by Iran, and then France.
Sir, what will be the focus of the speech of the president? Will he touch on the issue of human rights?
President Duterte will articulate principled positions of the Philippines on a wide range of issues, and I do not want to preempt the president, but these are the ones of key importance to the country, and I will identify them. That would be the global response to the coronavirus pandemic, peace and security, including terrorism and geopolitical developments in the Asia-Pacific, sustainable development and climate change, the rule of law, justice and human rights, including the situation of migrant workers and refugees, as well as peacekeeping and United Nations reforms.
Thank you, Yusek. Thank you, Secretary Roque.
Thank you.
Punta tayo ulit kay Franklin for the local media, please.
Okay, may I call on Cheryl Macali of Mindanao Daily.
Good noon po, Secretary, and of course to Governor Bambi Imano. COVID-19 has created panic and terror. And in fact, what comes after is what's really alarming and very concerning. Now, we are not prepared for this outbreak, but are we ready for the next recession?
Well, ang sagot ko po dyan, no, ay unang-una, wag na po tayo magpanik. Kilala na po natin ang kalaban, and we now have the highest testing rate in the whole of Southeast Asia and probably the whole of Asia because we have surpassed Japan and South Korea. So kilala na natin ang kalaban at alam natin kung nasa ng kalaban. Alam din natin kung paano labanan siya, no, sa pamamagitan po ng isolation, sa pamamagitan po ng tracing at sa pamamagitan po ng treatment. Pagdating po sa tracing, napakaganda po ng formula ni Mayor Magalong, 1:37. At ngayon po, meron na rin po tayong Oplan, yung Operation Kalinga, Oplan Kalinga, para po masigurado na magkaroon ng facility quarantine yung mga walang sariling kwarto at walang sariling banyo sa mga bahay. Dahil alam natin na ang home quarantine, kung wala itong mga ganitong bagay, ay makakahawa pa rin. At pagdating po sa treatment, alam na natin yung mga proper management, no? Yung paggamit ng high flow cannula, oxygen cannula, which is more effective than ventilators. Alam na natin yung mga available gamot at can treat the symptoms, kasama po ang remdesivir at saka ang Avigan. No? At ngayon po, ay nakiklinical trial pa nga tayo para sa mga locally produced supplements na nakaka-manage pala ng symptoms gaya ng virgin coconut oil, tawa-tawa at sabon. So wag na po tayo magpanik. We are in control. At nakita nyo naman po, no? Now we're 22, 21 in the world at ang deaths po natin ay mababa, 1.7 lamang. Yan po ang importante. Kaya nga po ang panawagan natin, let us overcome the fear dahil if we do not overcome the fear, hindi po tayo makakabangon from the recession. Ang solution po sa recession at if only the people of the Philippines can see Northern Mindanao ay yung tapang na ipagpatuloy at yan mga tao dito. Naharap po ang pandemya, nandiyan ang pandemya, pero kami nais namin maghanap buhay sa sitwasyon dito sa Mindanao. Sinabi na po ng Presidente yan. He only has until December to clean up. Otherwise, baka i-abolish yan by law or i-privatize. Thank you, ma'am. Back to you, Sec. Rocky.
Yan, Secretary, medyo hindi na bumalik yung audio nyo kanina na hindi masyado maganda. Pero yung unang tanong po ni MJ Blanca Flor ng Daily Tribune, nasagot nyo na. Yung second question po niya, or basahin ko na lang din po ulit, may we ask daw po, Palace comment on this, the associated labor unions urged the government to address the issues raised by the European Parliament last week. The labor union warned that about 200,000 Filipinos could lose their jobs if EU withdraws the trading perks it had granted to the Philippines.
Nasagot ko na po yan. Wala tayong magagawa. Decision nila yan. Eh, sasabihin na lang natin. Ewan po, baka gusto ng EU. Salamat tayo. Salamat po sa karagdagang pahirap na ipapataw nyo sa sambayan ng Pilipinas. What else can we say?
Opo. Sana paayos ulit po sana ng audio ni Secretary Roque, please. Ang second question po niya, Albay Representative Edsel Lagman said it is self-serving for the administration to prohibit the United Nations to look into the state of human rights in country in relation to drug war. How will the palace respond to that?
And that's a result of ignorance of how the United Nations works. Under the special mandate system po of the Human Rights Council, kinakailangan pumayag po ang mga bansa bago makapasok ang mga special rapporteurs. Dahil respeto po ng United Nations ang soberenya ng mga bansa. Hindi po sila po pwede officially mag-conduct ng investigation na walang consent ang mga independenteng soberenyang mga bayan, gaya ng Pilipinas.
Opo, yung third question niya, Secretary, please, paayos po ulit ng audio ni Secretary Roque. May we ask for Palace reaction on Vice President Lenny Robredo's suggestion to make periodic assessments on the government's pandemic response instead of extending the state of calamity until 2021?
Again, she's playing blind and deaf to the fact that there is periodic reporting. All you have to do is to go to the webpage of the DOH. All she has to do is to consult the regular reports being submitted by the President to Congress pursuant to the Bayanihan 1 and Bayanihan 2. Thank you very much for the suggestion, Madam Vice President, but it is being done. We look forward to a suggestion on something. Yes, we go now to Trisha Tirada, please, of CNN.
Hi, good afternoon, Secretary. Sir, first off, sir, before I start with my question, makikisuyo lang po sana kami with the audio. I think there's a problem. On our end, all of us were experiencing static and hindi po namin marinig masyado yung sagot. Sayang naman po. Hello? There.
The static is better. Change ako ng microphone.
I think, sir, it's better to change microphone. May static pa rin po, sir, and super hina po.
Hindi na. Ayan, dalawang
Ayan.
natin. Okay, go ahead, Trish.
There, sir, it's better. Sir, first question, nabanggit po kasi, sir, in an article that during the meeting with Senate President Tito Soto and House Speaker Alan Cayetano, the President was quoted saying, "Kawawa naman si Lord." Sir, what does this mean? Kawawa does it mean kawawa because he won't be able to sit as Speaker?
Well, I do not know because I was not present. Appointment office. I was informed about the private meeting, but not really about the details. I'd like to inform or request the appointment office that for future meetings, if they could invite me, kasi I understand that the people have a right to know kung ano nangyari sa mga meeting neto, but I cannot answer because I was not there.
Secretary, I understand, nirerespeto po ni Pangulo yung, kumbaga, mandato ng Kamara. But what will it take, sir, for the President to step in? Lalo na ngayon, sir, na medyo nagkakaroon po ng problem yung allies ni Speaker Cayetano and Representative Velasco, and somehow the budget hearings affected.
All I can say is the President leaves it to the individual members of the House of Representatives, leaders. siguro po sa simula, because they were not yet organized, kinakailangan ng guidance from the President. But a year and a half since the 18th Congress was organized, siguro kaya yung resolbahin ito ng mga miyembro ng Congress.
Secretary, sorry, medyo nawala po yung dulo, nawala po ulit yung audio.
Nung una po siguro, kinakailangan ng direksyon ng Presidente kasi hindi pa rin organized yung 18th Congress. Pero ngayon po, after a year and a half, organized na po ang 18th Congress and the President leaves it to the discretion of the individual members of Congress to decide on the issue of leadership as far as the House is concerned.
Secretary, last question about the extra powers eyed for the President. Senators are planning to grant President Duterte temporary authority to quickly cut red tape in the government and to sanction erring officials in a bid to entice more foreign investors into the country. Si Senate President Tito Soto po said that the senators have already agreed to pass a new measure instead of amending yung Ease of Doing Business Act. What does Malacanang think of this, Secretary?
We appreciate the initiative of Senate President Soto, and this was the main agenda when the President invited the leaders of both houses of Congress. Kasi nga po, hirap ng ekonomiya dahil sa pandemya, humahanap ng paraan ang Presidente para mapabilis ang ating pagbangon galing sa recession nito at talaga pong problema pa rin ng red tape at mukhang hindi sapat yung Ease of Doing Business Act na ipasa noong isang taon.
Salamat po, Secretary.
Salamat, Trish. Back to Franklin, please.
Now we call on Cyril Chavez of GMA.
Good afternoon, Secretary. From GMA 1 Mindanao. Just one question po. Nung nakaraan, nag-issue po ang National IATF ng Resolution number 70 stating yung closure po ng public and private cemeteries. For the further information of the public po, ano po updates, ano po yung dapat gawin ng local chief executives, ano po yung bawal, tsaka yung pwede.
Hindi ko po naintindihan yung question. No? Ano yung issue ng NTF?
Resolution number 70 po, stating the closure of private and public cemeteries.
Yes.